Welcome, welcome. Let's get started. So, we're not going to need a mat today, just in case not everybody has a mat. So, it's just going to be a standing warm up. But first, we want to make sure that we have our knees soft, telling our body that we want to be relaxed. And now, let's inhale with our arms up. And then exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees. Just one more. Really bend your knees. And stretch your arms up. Really good. Okay, let's go with a head rotation. Inhale. Exhale, halfway through. The knees are still soft. Inhale. Exhale. One more on this side. And let's switch. Inhale. Exhale. Very good. Let's roll the shoulders to the back. Knees are soft. And just relax. Inhale. Exhale. And now let's roll the shoulders forward. Inhale. Exhale. All right. We are going to stretch one arm at a time. Stretch and stretch. So here we want to focus on stretching the arm because sometimes I see students focusing more on the other arm down. And what we want to do is focus on stretching each side. Let's bend the knee, same side. Stretch your left, bend your left knee. Stretch your right, bend your right knee. So it's a super duper stretch. Very good. Now, let's stretch forward, tabletop position, straight back. You're looking down, and once again, just stretch your right arm and the left. Right and left. Inhale. Exhale, just bend your left knee and the right. Left, right. Touch the floor and continue to bend the knees. Flex both of your knees, tuck the tailbone, and come up with your rounded back. Very good. So now, we are going to open up diagonally. Now, before we go down, we want to make sure that the pelvis is tucked in. Shoulders to the back, close ribs, and then we come down, okay? So, we're gonna do 8 tiny pulses on each side. Inhale, and then down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We stay here. Bring your arms in. Inhale. Look up. Very good. Now, switch your feet towards the front. We're going to stretch forward. Bend your right knee and come up. Bend your left knee. Come up. Right. Center. Left. Center. Come up. Now, once again, we place the feet diagonally, aligning our legs and everything diagonally. Inhale. 8 pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come in with your arms. Inhale. Exhale, look up. Center. Switch your feet towards the front. Stretch your back towards the front. Inhale. And now let's start bending the left. Coming to the center. Right. Center. Left. Center. Right. Center. Very good. Come up. And neutral. Okay, so now we want to make sure that we are going to be really warmed up. We're going to be doing some shimmies. So I just want to make sure that our legs and our calves are warmed up. Hey, Maddie. Okay, so tuck your tailbone. Close the ribs. And this is as if you had a corset. Bend your knees. Open your arms for balance. And we're just going to go up and down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Arms up. Okay. So the next one, bring your arms out. We're going to come up, then flex your knees, and then drop the heels. Again, up, flex your knees, drop the heels. A little faster. Up, bend, heels down. Up, bend your knees, heels down. Up, bend your knees, heels down. Okay? So that helps us to really make sure that everything is warmed up, because you never want to dance without warming up for at least a minute. Now, we're not gonna do floreos in the class, but I always like to also warm up the wrist. So just with your fist, circles inward. And then we can do just a nice floreo. So we're gonna bring the pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index and thumb towards the inside, and then rotate the wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn. We usually do this in 2 counts. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now let's do the opposite direction. Starting with the fist. Out. Inhale. Exhale. And now, reverse floreo is thumb, index, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. So we're reversing, and the floreo is going out. Okay. And just an additional tip, when we do this, we try not to move the elbows. So we don't want our floreos to move along with the elbows. We want the elbows to be in place. So it's just an isolation of the wrist and the fingers. Let's do one in and one out. One in, out. In, out. In an arm circle. In, out. In, out. In, out. Come back. Come in front of you with your arms. Very good. Okay, so let's get started because we have a lot to cover in just 1 hour. So hopefully we can get to everything that I want to teach you today. If not, of course, there's more classes inside the membership. So let's start off with the proper posture. I know that there's going to be new people, probably brand new beginners, so it's always good to make sure that everybody's in the right posture. So we're going to make sure that we have our feet aligned with our knees and our hips. So the feet are not too wide or too close together. They're aligned. And then the tailbone, we're not going to say that we're going to tuck it in because we don't want that. It's just bringing it slightly in to make sure that you have enough space in between your vertebrae so we can isolate, meaning that we can only use one part of the body. That's isolation in dance terms. So slightly tucked in, and this automatically makes our back straight as well, lower back. Now let's move up. We want to roll the shoulders to the back, but at the same time, close the ribs, okay? So we're not gonna be dancing like this. We want to close the ribs a little. And then, at the same time, we want our belly to be relaxed, okay? So we never wanna dance all tensed up, like, because then we can't move. So it's a combination of aligning, but at the same time, relaxing, okay? Especially in belly dance, we need to be all the time just flowing, ready for the next step. And if we are tight and constrained, we can't do that. Okay, so next, we want to make sure that we have our necks very soft, okay? I know as a beginner, sometimes it could be a little frustrating if things are not working right away, but you know, it's part of the process. So just relax and trust the process. And the arms, if you just want to stay in the posture, your arms can be here, just resting, okay? So this would be like our aligned posture. And we're gonna start off with the Bodywave, which is the base for the rhythmic undulation. So I'm gonna get closer first, and then I'll go back. So, 1 second. I need this light for the recording. There you go. Okay, so we have our chest. And remember, the knees are always soft. Hello, Maureen, all the way from England. Okay, so we have our ribs, and we're gonna push it forward, push the ribs forward. From here, we're gonna come up, and then we're going back, and then I want to start all over again, okay? Little by little. Once again, we have the chest, bring it to the front, up, back. So right here, we want to make sure that the shoulders are relaxed, okay? And then here, the ribs open, so that's fine. And as we go back, we are controlling the shoulders, and we are just coming back by controlling the ribs and neutral, okay? So what we don't want is front, back, and then rounding your back. That's what we don't want. So what we want, once again, taking the chest forward, front, up, back, and then come in as if you were doing a push-up in neutral, okay? So this is the basic Bodywave if you were doing it very slow. But the class today is fast. So in rhythmic undulation, the way we incorporate the Bodywave is in releve, okay? Before we go up in releve, let's practice the Bodywave just a little bit smaller because we can't be in releve and do it that big. So just smaller, go front, up, back, in neutral. Again, front, up, back, and neutral. So let's pair this with our rhythmic undulation, which is also known as the Arabic, but it's mostly known now as the rhythmic undulation. So we want to have the right foot in the front, and then of course we are going to align it. So we're not going to have the right foot right in front of the other. They're aligned. So here, remember your posture. The knees are slightly bent. And this is going to be our posture in releve for a few of the things we're going to do today, but especially the rhythmic undulation. So we're going to step with the right foot and then the left. You can balance your weight very little. Go forward and back. Forward and back. Okay? We're going to combine that with our body wave. As we step with the right foot, we're going to bring the chest forward and up. And as we step with the left, we come back in neutral. Okay? It's easier than the way it's explained. It just comes out naturally. Right, left. Open and close. Open and close. And close. And by opening, I mean we're opening and expanding and then coming back to neutral. I'm going to be right here. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. And then we usually do this step in a diagonal. I like to show steps in all angles, but this one is mainly in a diagonal with the right foot forward. And then with the arms, we can do an arm circle. And depending on the arm that I bring down, it means the turn that I want to do. If I bring down my right arm, I'm going to turn to the right. If I bring down my left, I'm going to turn to the left. Okay? And of course, this is in releve. And we're going to do everything in 8 counts. So come up. We'll do 8 in place with our circle, and then 8 counts on each side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, before I go on each side, let me just clarify the count. If you wanted to do it slow, you can count it as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Medium speed would be 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. But as you're dancing, we don't really count the left foot. We just count the right foot. So each count, you're stepping on the right. Let me change the playlist because, like I said, it's fast. Okay, so when I say 8 counts, once again, we're not going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Otherwise, we would be doing 4, and that's too fast. So 8 counts, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So in 8 counts, we go around, and when we're done with the 8th count, we are back to the same place. Okay? Welcome, welcome. I see more people joining. Let me just make sure that I'm pinned. Yes. Okay, so one more time and then we'll move on. Right foot forward. And of course we can do this to the right and to the left. But since this is more of an introductory class, we're just focusing on the main things. So just the right side for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. The next step that I want to show you is the, well, it used to be called Egyptian swivels, the Egyptian step, and now it's called the swivel step, okay? So there's been a few, not the topic for today though, but pretty soon I will be releasing an article on the new steps, of the new names for some steps, but I always like to give both names out, okay? The first thing we want to do, making sure we're on our correct posture with everything aligned, we are going to twist, starting with your right foot, twisting the ball of your foot from diagonal to the front, and then come back to neutral. So the ball of the foot steps diagonally. Of course, the heel is gonna come up because we're focusing on the ball of the feet. And then twist. And when you come back to neutral, that's when you bring the heel down. Diagonal, twist, down. Diagonal, twist, and down. So of course, this feels kind of weird to just move the heel because we still need to incorporate the hips. So as you twist your foot, bring that spiral motion all the way up to the hips, okay? So twist, 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 and then the hip is gonna also twist, bringing the hip all the way to the front, and then come back to neutral. Twist the left, bring that spiral motion to the knee and the hip, and back to neutral. 2 more, super slow. Twist your foot, twist your knee and the hip. Back to neutral. Twist the left, knee, hip, and neutral. Very good. So, of course, we need to do it faster. And when we do it faster, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we'll speed it up in a second. Starting with your right side. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can walk at this speed. Just go forward every time you step. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, the Hagala is different. Thank you for that question, Maddie. The Hagala is a twist. It's got like a lot more things in the Hagala because a Hagala, you need to step front, but then bring the hip all the way from the back to the front, from the back to the front, and at the same time, you have a pelvic contraction every time you go. So I want to teach this step properly in a later class, but just for you to see the difference, a Hagala would look like this. Okay, so you can do it with a shimmy or without a shimmy, but it's different. So this one, the swivel step, you have a twist and neutral, twist and neutral. If I were to show it to you from the side, I'm twisting, okay? And another difference with the Hagala is that the feet are stepping. And this one, we twist, okay? Very good. A little faster. So the count's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And it's time for arms. So with this step, we have different variations because if we focus on fusion belly dance, we have many different variations with the arms. So in Fatchen's belly dance style, we want to make sure that we have our arms aligned. First, tucking the shoulders, okay? And then, if you're working with the right side, bring your right arm back diagonally and come back to neutral. The left, come back to neutral, okay? So it's not down, it's, let me show you from the side, diagonal back and neutral. Diagonal back and neutral. And the opposite arm goes front diagonally, but very small. Okay, the main focus is the back arm. Okay, so we can pair that with the same side. Right side, left, right, left, right, left. And let's go faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Let's walk forward. Twist, twist. Okay. Another arm variation, which hurts a little less. It's just emphasizing on which side you're on with your arm to the front, and the opposite arm, think of having a crown. So it's like, ooh, touching my crown, touching my crown. Okay, so the opposite arm. Yes, very good. I see you guys. Yes. So let's start with the right side. Twist. And then as you transition your legs, you're also going to transition your arms. Left, come back neutral. Right, come back neutral. So this is in slow motion. Let's speed it up a little. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. We can walk to the front. Okay. Now, just little details about the arm. When we do this, the arms are rounded. Okay. So we are not, for example, when we're doing this, the arm is not totally straight. It's slightly bent, and of course, keeping the elbow up. Okay. So this is what we don't want, like dropping elbows or straight arms. So think of, having a very relaxed posture. think of ballerinas. So in ballet, you're always going to see the dancers with slightly rounded arms and flowing. So that's another thing. Make sure that you're using those 2 counts to do the transition as opposed to like 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay? So just focusing on the arms, starting with the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a black cat staring at me. It's a neighbor cat. So it was strange right now just looking, and it's like this kitty staring at me. Sorry. I love cats and they distract me. Okay. Let's pair it up again. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And since you guys are doing so great, let's do this in a square. So this concept is called a quarter turn, meaning we're gonna dance to every side of the wall. So we have the front, and then I'm gonna switch to your right side, your back, and your left. Okay? And we're gonna do each side on each side of the wall. So right, left, and switch. Right, left, and switch. Right, left, and switch. Right, left, and switch. Right, and left. Okay, let's do that faster. And right, left, switch. Right, left, switch. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Last one. Very good. And of course, let me know if you have any questions. I can look at the chat. Otherwise, we can move to single bump. Okay. At the same time, let's take a water break. It's very important to keep hydrated. Okay. So, single bump. Easy, nice, versatile, and we use it especially when layering, which we're not going to do a lot of layering today because that's a little bit more intermediate and advanced. Layering, it means when we're doing one move at a time, one move, and then pairing it with something else, and you're doing like crazy things at the same time. So that is called layering. Not today. Don't worry about it. We're not going to do crazy layers today. So single bump, you want to make sure you have your right posture first. And then, just like the name says, one time, a bump in the front and a bump in the back. Okay, I'm going to show it to you from the side. Just starting with the feet, we're going to slide front and slide to the back. Slide to the front, slide to the back. And I'm saying sliding because we don't want to step and step. So it's just a very discreet slide of the foot, front and then back. And with the hip, we are going to push forward and push back. Push forward and push back. Let's switch sides. So now it's going to be your left. Just sliding the foot first. Slide to the front, slide to the back. Okay. And then Bump in the front and bump in the back. Bump in the front, bump in the back. Now, if we talk about detailed technique, we want to make sure that we are also squeezing the muscles. So, squeezing, contracting. So, when we go to the front, we are going to contract. And when we go to the back, we especially want to contract the glute, okay? Because it's not the same just doing the hip very soft as opposed to contracting and locking the muscles for a second and then switching, okay? So the movement becomes a little bit more sharp and you're able to control the technique a lot more. Sometimes you may want to just do a playful bounce, but then it would be nice to do that contrast between soft and sharp and bouncy and sharp. Okay, so let's start off. Let me show you the difference. So let's just softly bounce, front and back, front and back. Okay, front, back, front, back. And now squeeze, contract, squeeze, contract, squeeze, contract, squeeze, contract. And faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's count this in 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's switch sides with a very soft bounce. 1, 2, front, back. Faster. We're just bouncing. Okay. So now, contract and squeeze. Contract and squeeze. Make it sharper. Squeeze. Faster. 1, 2, 1, 2. We count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Can you guys feel the difference? Yeah, I like both. I'm not saying like one is more beautiful or better than the other. It's just different. And as a teacher, I like to teach you both. So we can do a quick combo with this, in which we can do 8 counts, switch in the center, 8 counts. That way we get to use both sides of our body. So towards that side, start with your right side, 8 counts. Then as we switch, we're gonna bring the arms up and then arms down once again. Okay, so what's happening? We are doing this in a slight diagonal and the arms are going to be slightly bent and the elbows up. So we're not gonna drop the elbows. Open, close the ribs, very elegant. Neutral and down, okay? And as you bring your arms up, you wanna think about starting from the shoulder blade, shoulder, elbow, wrist, fingers, and down, shoulder blade, shoulder, wrist, fingers. Okay, very good. So let's start off with your right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Neutral. And switch. 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Switch. So next time, we're not gonna switch this fast. It's just gonna be and. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and. Okay, so I replaced the 8th count for and. It makes it easier because if you were to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, it's just more difficult. Of course, it's possible, but it's more difficult. Let's do that again. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and. Okay. So now, rather than going to each side, we are going to turn those 8 counts. And in the front, that's when we're going to switch sides. So we'll do it slow first, of course. So front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back, and front, back, front, back, front, back, and I lost count. So we're really gonna count now, 8 counts, and then we're starting with your right foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last one and fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the song switch on me. 7, 8. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions while I change the song. It messed up my timing. Very good. So now let's talk about double bumps. It's the same thing. We can do it in the same technique, same postures, but two bumps. So double it. 1, 2 to the front, 1, 2 to the back, 1, 2 to the front, 1, 2 to the back. And switch. Let's work with the left. 1, 2 to the front, 1, 2 to the back, 1, 2 to the front, 2 to the back. Okay. So with double bumps, we can do the same things, but I want to switch it up just so we don't do exactly the same. With double bump, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's switch to traditional fat chance belly dance arms. So we're gonna open up. When we take the foot to the front, we open up the arms. And when we take the foot to the back, we are going to pretty much block the view. So we're going to close by bringing the same arm down. Okay, so let me start off with your right side. So this is your right foot to the front. You're going to bring the right arm to the back. And then when the right foot goes to the back, you close, meaning you bring down the right arm down. Okay, very slow. 1, 2 to the front, 1, 2 to the back, 1, 2 to the front, 1, 2 to the back, 2 to the front, 2 to the back. Let's go a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can also look to the side and then to the front. To the side, front. 1, 2. 1, 2. And switch. Now it's going to be your left foot. Left foot in the front. Bring your left arm to the back. And the opposite, once again, the elbow is lifted. So we don't want this. 2 to the front, 2 to the back. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So let's count. Let's do 8 on each side, and then we'll switch steps. 1, 2, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. And of course, once I send the recording, I can send you the list of the steps. That way you know exactly the name. That way you don't have to worry about right now the names and everything. So let's use the single bump and the double bump along with a hip drop. Okay, so a hip drop literally means to drop the hip. There's technique to it, of course. We are going to start off with your right foot on the ball and then we are going to start off with and, which is the contraction, the preparation in order for the hip to go down. Okay, so you lift, and as you drop, a lot of things are happening. We're elongating the obliques, we're dropping the weight, and at the same time, the opposite side of the hips are reacting, okay? So down and down, okay? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna switch sides. So now it's your left foot. Let's start off with the contraction, the preparation here. And then we're gonna drop, elongate, drop the weight. The right side is gonna be reacting now. Contract and drop. Contract and drop. Okay. And just like the bumps, you can do as many as you want. You can do 1, switch, 1, switch, 1, switch, 1. Okay? Paying attention to the feet. We're switching, ball, and then switch, switch. Okay? So the heels are alternating. And at the same time, we're working with our hip. Drop, switch, drop, switch, drop, switch, drop. Faster. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You can bring your arms up. And 1 in front of the other if you like. So now we're layering, but these are just 2 layers. Right, left, right, left. Let's try double count. 1, 2, and switch. 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 Okay, so remember how we were doing things a little bit bouncy and then sharp. So now let's think about that sharpness. When we drop, we're going to lock, meaning we're not going to let it bounce to the other side. So think of the drop as going literally down, as opposed to, I would say, like a half moon bouncing on the other side. So we don't want that now. So now we're going to do it sharp, down, and locking. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's control 2 and 2. And by that I mean 1, 2, and switch. 1, 2. Right foot first. 1, 2, and switch. 1, 2, and switch. And you can start doing this in a slight diagonal because it just looks way nicer and it looks bigger. So we usually want to do this in a diagonal. Switch in the center, slight diagonal. Okay. And 1, 2, switch. And we'll do that switch faster. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2. 1, you can bring your arms up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Very good. Okay. Shimmies. Let's start with a hip lock, which is the base for our faster shimmies. And a hip lock can be upwards or downwards. For today, for the shimmy, we're going to focus the hip locks going up and up. Okay? So starting off with our correct posture, the way we're going to bring each side of the hip is by contracting the opposite side of the knee. So if you want to bring the right side up, you need to bend the left side down, like way more. Because remember, the knees are always soft. So that just means way more for the hip to come up. And then switch and switch. Okay? If you are a beginner, please don't do this. The tailbone is slightly tucked in. So we are alternating the knees. Okay. Also, we don't want to bring the heel up. So this is not heel, heel, heel. Okay. We're not doing this with our heels. The heels are on the floor. Tailbone slightly tucked in. And we just bend the knee and contract the obliques. Contract, contract. Okay? So think of a rubber band. You contract and contract. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. A little faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Try what works best for you. For some people, you may want to lower the knees a little bit more. Check your pelvis. Check if you have relaxed shoulders. Okay. And then we can work with our arms. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If the arms are too much, you can just focus on the hips. 1, 2, 1, 2. If we do this faster, we can turn it into a shimmy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Even faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Alternating the knees, not the heels. The heels are not coming up. You can try a slight weight change to the right, to the left, to your right, to your left. How about going forward and back? Forward, back with a pelvis contraction. Now this can easily take us on a circle, front, right, back, left. Switch sides, front, left, back, right. You can lower a little bit and try coming up in releve. Now, right foot forward, aligned. Continue with your shimmy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Bend your knees. Prepare and releve. Remember the undulation that we saw in the beginning of the class? Chest front, back, and down. Chest front, back, and down. Okay. Come down. Both of your feet are aligned. Fast, fast, fast. In fact, that song was really good. Let me turn it up and we'll just do a review. Oops, I turned it down instead of up. So I won't be talking as much. Let's just dance and review because I want you to really hear the music. So I'll turn it up. And we'll do a review for everything we saw today. Okay. Bodywave. Front, up, back, down. If we go up in releve, right foot forward, rhythmic undulation. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right arm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Swivel step. Let's change arms. Diagonal, 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 diagonal. We can go forward. Single bump. And 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to follow the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Switch and 1, 2. 5, 6, 7, switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and double. Double. And switch. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Very good. We had okay, and then the drop, 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 drop. Let's make a double. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Oh, that's our shimmy cue. Because the song is about to end, and we really need to practice and review our shimmies. Circle. Other side. Right, left, right, left, front, back. Ooh, okay. Any questions? So let's cool off, and then we'll talk about other stuff. Okay, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, tailbone tucked in. Go forward, all the way down. Bend your right knee, and the left, and the right, left. Bend both of your knees, and come up. Again, inhale. Exhale to the front. Bend your knees. And then bend the right and the left. The right and the left. Bend both of your knees. And up. Okay. Lastly, take your right foot to the back. Interlace your fingers. Stretch to the front. Up. And then go to the back. Or I should say to the side. Forward again. Touch the floor, bend your knees, come up. To your other side. Now it's the left foot forward. Interlace your fingers. Inhale. And then to the side. Inhale. Forward again. Bend your knees. And come up. Very good. Thank you so much. I saw a question on the chat. Let me see. Sorry, girls. Okay. Yes, of course. Yes. So I will send the recording along with the steps. I'm going to try to do it today, at the latest tomorrow. And of course, we have new people here. So if you want to join the membership, I'll be also sending that information. It's $25 a month regularly. And there's weekly classes, new guest teachers coming up. I can't reveal names yet because I'm still working on on the schedule and everything. And of course, sorry, I'm reading Hope to Work Together. Okay, yes, of course. Thank you so much. And we have people. Jessica is from California, just like me. Well, I'm not from here, but I live here. Maureen from the UK. And Ash, you told me you're in Pennsylvania, if I remember correctly. And Maddie, I can't remember what you told me, but somewhere on the East Coast. So thank you so much. This is really, really cool.